have Mac, and this update is going to be his go home video, so it's going to have all of his commands in it. That way when he comes home to you, you can refer back to this video. So in this part, we are going to be doing Mac's sits and downs. So I have some treats. I'm going to call him over to me. Mac, you come in front. Sit. Good. I use a positive marker word when he does what I ask. Mac, down. Good. Good boy. Sit. Yes. Do that. Here it is. Mac, down. All the way. Yes, good boy. Good down. Really all covered in stuff. Next sit. Yes. So if he jumps up like that, I'm just going to say, I must take the treat away. And then when he does again what I ask, I give him the reward. Sit. Good. You dropped it, Mackie. Down. Oh. What are you doing? Can you do it down? Good boy. Good boy. You're being silly. Sit. Yes. Good boy. And then I'm going to give him a praise reward. Good boy. Mac loves praise, and he really strives off of attention and snuggles, so I like to give him a lot of it during training, just so he knows that he is also getting that as a reward as well. Good boy. You love your snuggles, huh? Yes, you do. Yes. I do apologize for the chainsaw in the background. Sit. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Down. Yes. He also seems to focus on training a little better when I also give him praise too, which is something just that I've learned that he does and does like. So I try and learn each individual dog. Good sit. That way I know how they act and how I can kind of figure them out a little bit. Sit. Good. Why are you doing that? You're silly. You're silly. You just want attention, huh? That's all that you want. Down. Good. Sit. Yes. Down. So the hand signals that we use is sit, like you're gesturing, they're almost lifting their nose to the sky, and then down is down. Sometimes you can do it like this, or with your pointer finger. I can do down. It's very similar. Good. Good boy, Mac. And then I'm going to set you guys up for success to do this, but eventually down the road you want to be able to just say down, and then them just kind of notice down. Good. So you just make sure they're not touching your nose to their hand, or his nose to my hand. So as I'm going down, he is slowly just learning the hand signal, no treat. Sit. Down. Boy. Good boy. And also you can see he gets excited when I give him those positive marker words. So that's another thing that I like to do is, yes, good boy. He really strives and feeds off of that. So that's kind of one thing that I also have learned. Sit. Good boy. You have grass all over you. Down. Yes, good boy. Don't join that. But yeah, that's Mac's sits and downs. I will go grab a kennel and we'll do his kennel and weight. Good boy. I'm going to be doing his kennel and weight, so I have our kennel right here next to me. I'm going to take that treat, toss it into the kennel, and shut that door. I do apologize for the puppy in the background. He can hear us over there, and he is a little jealous. I'm going to tell him, wait. Okay. Good boy. Yes. Again. Kennel. Yes, good boy, Mac. Good boy. Telling him Wait. Okay. Yes, good boy. Doing that same thing again. Mac. Yes. Good boy. So I decided to voice the rest over just to give a little bit more of a clear description on the kennel and weight, just because I did have a pretty short time to film this and I wasn't able to talk much. So I just decided to voice it over, that way I can say all that I've wanted to say in the video on top of the video. So here I'm telling him to wait and then making sure he doesn't try and prematurely barge out, so any sniffing the connection of the door, any pawing, nibbling at the door, all of that, I want to just avoid, and telling him The weight is very versatile. You can use it for multiple different instances, not just the kennel. We use it going in and out of the car, in and out of doorways, up and down aisles in stores. Is very handy, and it's kind of like a multi-use tool. They don't have to be in any position or specific position to use the wait command. Whereas if you wanted to use stay, they have to either be in a sit stay or a down stay. Whereas the wait, they can be standing, they can be laying down, sitting, doing whatever. They just know that they have to wait for you to give them the release word for this command. So using that throughout all of it really helps. And this command is also very handy, especially when you do, say, go through a doorway and you have them sit and wait while you walk through the door. They can wait until you give them the release word to walk through the door themselves. So it's very handy, very useful. And then the release word is always okay, in that kind of higher pitched tone of voice, just to make sure that they understand what you're saying. I always like to use a higher pitched tone with the release words or with lots of praise, just so they know and they can kind of think of that as rewarding itself with that marker word of okay. So you don't always have to use treats either, especially say you wanted to pick dinner up at a reasonable time. I wouldn't give any food or treats after about 6 p.m. as they're learning their new environment. You want to make sure they have lots of time to go to the bathroom and many times to be let out before they go to bed, to make sure you don't have any accidents, setting the puppy as well as you guys up for success. So you can use toys, you can use lots of praise when they get in there, anything to excite them and get them wanting to go in there rather than always using treats. You can use toys and other things like that as well, which also is very convenient. And then for the wait command, I would not do that when you first take them out in the morning, just because they are going to have to go to the bathroom right away. Just letting them out to go really is what you want to do in that instance. And then throughout the day, play the kennel and wait games back and forth is also another good thing to do, especially because you want them to associate the kennel with positive and excitement and not negative or disliking that kennel. So in this video, I am working on Mac's place command and showing you how to do that. So for the place command, I'm going to point to the bed telling him place. I am voicing this video over as well, only because it started pouring rain during this video, but it was too busy inside to make a video inside. So when he comes off the bed, I'm going to tell him, pick him up and put him right back on that bed. I have about a 10-second window to pick him up and put him on that bed. That way he stays and understands the command itself. So this is when it started raining. I'm just telling him putting him on there, telling him place. I just decided to continue with it because I knew the rain would stop eventually. And to release him, I'm telling him okay in that higher pitched tone. So the release word is okay for every single one of our commands. I use that to release him from the place, and he can do whatever he wants on that place bed as long as he stays on there. So he can sit, lay down, eventually down the road chew a toy or a long-term treat on there. I can walk around, break eye contact. He's being very good. I went up and praised him, tell him he's a good boy. Then he decided to get off, so I just told him and then picked him up, put him back on there, and told him place in a firmer tone of voice. So when I give the command, I'm using a firmer tone, and then when I release the command, I'm using a higher pitched tone. So here I told him good boy. I'm going to walk to the other side and then give him the release word of okay, and then tell him good boy. And do it one more time. telling him place as he goes up on that bed, pointing to the bed, and then just lots of positive praise and marker words throughout the command itself. So telling him yes, good boy, different things like that. He was doing very well with people walking by. I just want to make sure he knows that he is being good through all of this, so lots and lots of praise. I don't want to give him tons and tons of praise, or not. It's fine to give him tons of praise, but just make sure you're calm about it and gentle, not like super amping him up, both hands rubbing him up, telling him he's a good boy. Because when you do that, he's going to get amped up, maybe think you gave the release word in there. In reality, you did not. And he might not know that, but he might think that you did. So he might get off, and then you don't want to get him in trouble for something he thought maybe that you did. So just making sure he knows what that is. And then lots and lots of praise throughout it. Tell him he's a good boy. So in this part of Mac's go home video, we are going to be doing his leash walking, and I am in this room just because it's raining outside, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to take his nose, lure his nose right back to my left side with that treat, this way, and tell him this way. This way. Good boy. Marking and rewarding, so I'm going to say yes, good boy, this way. Yes. Good. I do apologize for the other puppies that are right here next to us. This way. Good boy. I want to keep that leash nice and loose on my left side only. We do always walk on our left sides just for this way. All around purposes. This way. Yes. This way. Good boy, Mac. Good boy. And we can use this in the stores. We can use it in public settings. When I stop, I want you to sit. Good boy. This way. Sit. Yes. Just like that. So I can even give him that hand signal. I'm not afraid to do that. This way. Back side. Good. What are you two doing in there? This way. Sit. Yes. We like to train with lots of distraction, so them being right there and jumping up, trying to see us and whatever, that's perfectly fine. Down. Good boy, Mac. Good boy. Good boy. But I want to keep it extra positive, always marking on the, when he looks at me up to be attentive, I want to mark saying yes, good boy. When he is following nicely right by my side, I want to also mark that, yes, good boy. Good, different things like that, always helping him kind of know the right direction. So I'm going to grab some more treats. This way. I usually do one in there. This way. Yes, good boy, Mac. Yes, good. This way. Sit. Good boy. Sit. Good. Good boy. And if he were to go out in front of me, I'd say easy, and then lure him back to my left side and continue walking just like that. Good boy. Just using those techniques. Of course, I'm going to show you all of this at his go home. Before his delivery. Joking? Okay. At his go home, we're going to go through all of his commands, but this is just a little bit of a reference. That way you know what to do in these instances and how to properly loose leash walk to your left side.